Hello everybody, welcome back to the workshop. So today we are going to take and make our square faced planishing tool. So this is step 2 in the process, and we are going to lock this up at a straight 90-degree angle to the vise jaws. You can check that with a square somewhat. Obviously this is on a taper so you won't get it perfect, but you can try to see to make sure that it's mostly square up and down. Now, this is going to probably be one of the easiest filing videos ever. The ideal is you just want to keep this nice and square across the plane when you're filing. So you want to eliminate the high sides as you file here. See if I can find a way that it won't make a screechy sound. Nope. Take it down even further. Again. Nikes. There we go. So we just want to go down nice and square with this and flush and in plane. So other than the noise from the file scraping, this is a very pleasant experience. So you just want to file this nice and square like if you can. If you need to readjust, you can always readjust this. Just turn it 90 degrees. If you're afraid that you're getting a bevel in one direction, just turn it 90 degrees and continue to file at roughly the same angle if you can. And this will help you get this piece nice and square. So I'll turn it again, 90 degrees, and file again some more. So while you're looking down from this top profile here, while you're looking down, you can also take out any unsquareness from the side. So if you had any unsquareness in your forging and you need to true up the side, you can do that by just looking straight down from the top and address that now while you're at it. So I had a little bit of unsquareness, which happens. And I came down a little bit too far with my bevels on the edges. So I need to work those out to where I get a better square out of this, to where it's almost perfectly square for this planishing tool. So we'll go ahead and get this filed up here nice and square, just taking a little off each side to be nice and even and keep it centered. Your file will plug up on you and you need to use a file carder. Eventually it'll build up chips and you have to take and use the file carder to get those chips out. Once again, just squaring up my profile and then we'll take it down some more. Now as you take your file down, you have to remember you're filing into a taper, into the cross section of a taper. So as you file and remove material down, this profile, say you wanted this 1/4 inch, is getting larger and larger and larger. So you need to account for that by taking off more on the sides to keep it at that 1/4 inch. So don't be afraid to file a little more off on the sides to keep it to that exact dimension that you're wanting. Once again, we're after a 1/4 inch square on this end here. So now I've got it pretty much there. It's nice and square, square to the tool, all that jazz. Now we're going to take and round off this a little bit. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to hold the file on the edge at a 45 degree. So like this, on the edge at a 45 degree. And we're going to come across this and file this with a roughly a little 1/16 of an inch flat. And we're going to do that on all 4 edges. And what you're wanting to watch is the facet develop. You want to remove the file each stroke and watch that facet develop. Once that facet is at about a 1/16 of an inch and even all the way across, stop filing. You're just trying to match all these facets and that they all be even. Now that you've got that, now you're just going to remove the corners of those facets and roll that into the backside edge. So you're just going to come across it and rock your file like you see me doing here. So we're just going to rock the file and that's going to take off those sharp corners for you. So now the last part of this, and this is probably one of the most challenging parts that they can show on camera, is right here at these corners. You have got to alleviate those corners. Those are little sharp dig marks, and they will dig and they will show up in your final work. And let's see if I can get this. It looked like that was just a little out of focus. I'm sorry there, ladies and gents. So we've got to file off these little tiny corners right in here, because even though they're on the facet, they will imprint in the work, and you'll get these little lines that'll show up in your planishing, and then you'll be like, what in the world's going on here? And it's those little corner marks that you didn't alleviate the corners. So you have to alleviate and round off your corners. And always clean it up with your thumb a little bit to make sure you're getting it good and cleaned off. And like I said, just radius it into everything else. Over time, this is going to smooth out and polish out any little facets that you have as you're hitting on it and hammering on it all the time. It'll just get better and better and polish more and more. So, but basically that's it. That's all there is to the little square planishing foot tool. You have to alleviate the edges, much like alleviating the edges on a hammer. So this way that you don't create little divots as you go along. That's the ideal of the planishing foot tool. You want to remove divots, not add more. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave it a like. Let me know what you thought in the comment section down below. Again, this is part 2 in this series. This is a step 2 on this square planishing tool. And we will do a part 3 where we actually do the hardening and tempering and cover the steps there. So thank you all for watching, and like always, God bless you, and we'll catch you on the next one.